Today's video is all about Oliver. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kira if you are new, and today's video is all about Oliver. Are you being camera shy today? You're being camera shy today. Here, this what you want? Yeah, that's a good boy. So you guys are constantly asking to see a little bit more of Oliver, and I recently just asked you guys what kind of videos you would like to see on my channel moving forward for the month of April. I had a bunch of spots. Oh, I have cat hair now everywhere. I had a bunch of spots left open in my April schedule, and I decided to not even wait until April because there were so many comments asking to see more about Oliver. So I figured maybe I will do a segment on my channel where I'll dedicate a video to each one of the pets, and I figured I would start with Oliver because he is the most highly requested and he's the most intrusive anyways. Most of the time the dogs are just kind of lying there or they're outside playing, and the only time you really hear them is when they're being sketchy and barking at something that they feel like they're protecting us from. Otherwise they're pretty just quiet and chill. It's this one that's got to be up and everything and on the counters and checking everything out and in my video and making biscuits. So he is definitely the star of the show. So I figured it would be fun to start off with Oliver. So I figured I would tell you a little bit about him and then maybe like his favorites. I have all of like his favorite snacks and food and all the things that we use right here on the bed so I can share with you. And make sure if you guys have any kind of cats and you want to share your cat's name and all the goods of the information about your kitties, put it in the comment section because I love to hear about everybody else's pets. I know you guys certainly hear a ton about mine. So I guess the background with Oliver really was Daryl wanted a cat. He was really the one who said he really wanted a cat. He had cats growing up and he really just wanted another one. I was always a little apprehensive, more for Ruby, believe it or not, than Dorothy, but because I just obviously didn't want any fighting between dogs and cats, and I just didn't know how receptive our dogs were going to be not growing up their whole lives with a cat already in the house. And he just broke me after a while. He said, please, 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 can we get another cat? Well, a cat in general. And so I said, fine, because we were getting ready to move here into this house, and I figured we were already gonna put the gate at the bottom of the stairs and not letting the dogs up here. And so if there was any kind of issue between cat and dog, I knew the cat would protect himself and just stay upstairs if he didn't want to mess with the dogs. And so Daryl made sure to let me know it had to be a boy. He wanted a boy cat, and I had just kind of mentioned this in passing to Vanessa. Well, a few weeks later, she happened to be scrolling on Facebook and someone in her neighborhood had rescued a pregnant cat and was holding on to the cat until the cat had her kittens, and then was gonna hold on to the kittens till they were able to leave their mom, and then she was gonna give, you know, them out. Vanessa kind of let me know. She sent to me the little, you know, Facebook post or whatever with the pictures of all of the kittens, and he's actually not even the one that was on my radar. The one that I really wanted was so stinking cute and beautiful, and it was a girl. So that was kind of ixnayed right away. No matter how much I tried, Daryl said no, he wanted a boy cat. And so Oliver was the only boy cat left. He was the runt of the litter, and the woman who had him said he was very shy. He was the most difficult out of all of the kittens that she had, and he was very timid and did not really want to be touched or messed with. So I was a little afraid at first, and then she actually wrote like a day or two before we were supposed to go and pick him up, asked if the home that Oliver was going to had dogs, because she had dogs and that he was completely afraid of them. So I was a little nervous because we were going to give Oliver to the kids on Christmas Eve, but the woman wanted them out of the house on exactly 8 weeks. So he was born on September 26th, and I believe, I forget how it fell in the calendar, but I believe I believe it was December the 13th or something like that was exactly 8 weeks to the day. And so she said, no, if you want him, you got to come and get him that day. And I told Vanessa, hey, I want to give it to the kids for Christmas Eve. So unless I give it early, that kind of stinks. And she offered to hold Oliver until I can come and pick him up on Christmas Eve. And so Paige kept Oliver just in her room for that week and a half until I could come and get him. Like, I went and grabbed all the food and the litter and all of that stuff, and I dropped it off there, and he just kind of stayed there until I could pick him up. He already bonded with Paige by the time I got there, so I kind of felt bad ripping him from her because she said he was very timid, so it took a lot to kind of like pull him out and get him to interact and whatever, but she was finally starting to pull him out of his shell, and then here I was coming home to get him. The drive home was really hard because he was shaking and trembling, and I just kind of held him so tight and told him, like, you're going to your forever home. You're going to be okay. And I was so nervous that day. It was Christmas Eve. I stayed up all night. I was watching him. So it was an adventure to get him here. And as I knew, he was very afraid of the dogs. He did not want to go downstairs. Only one time did he go down there, and he like ran and hid in a corner because Dorothy came up and sniffed up on him. And so he literally spent his entire time upstairs until Dorothy passed away. In the middle of June, we had to put Dorothy down, and the day after we put her down, he came downstairs. So I don't really know. We can't speak dog or cat, and so maybe Dorothy said like, yo, come down here and you're an appetizer, and so he just decided to stay away. But maybe Ruby just didn't care, because Ruby doesn't care. Bruno cares more and is up in his face to sniff him and stuff. Ruby like hugs the wall and tries to go around him so that she doesn't aggravate him. It's super sweet. But with all of that being said, he has now grown to a member of the family. I mean, he is always right there in all of my videos, and we would be lost without him. He has a fantastic personality. I am definitely his person. He has chose me. He sleeps on my chest at night, or in the curve of my legs, or last night it was behind the base of my back, like right over my butt. He just kind of curled up and laid there. But he's a really good cat. I have nothing to complain about when it comes to him. He gets a little feisty sometimes, but I mean, it's just an indication that he wants to play. His favorite thing to eat is really anything dairy. Butter is his truly favorite thing. But if it's cheese, if he smells cheese, cream, he likes whipped cream, anything. Any of those things, if they drop or hit the floor or hit a counter, he doesn't miss it. He's right there to lick it up. He loves dog food so much. He'll chew the corner of a dog food bag just so that he can get all of the goods to kind of spill out and chew them. But besides that, he's just a really good cat. He's a great fit for this family. Everybody loves him. I was afraid of his relationship with Maya at first because he was so tiny, and she was just so, I want to love you and squeeze you and call you George kind of thing. She just kind of really wanted to hold him tight, which I appreciate, but cats sometimes are just not in that mood. Like, I tried to get him to come sit here in my lap, and I tried to bribe him with treats. He doesn't want to sit here right now. So you can't like force a cat to do that. But needless to say, I will, you know, turn the camera around and get a little footage of him as well. But I wanted to share with you a few of his favorites. So I guess I think I'm going to start with one of the most fun products that I have here to show you, and that is the self-cleaning gloves that I use to clean Oliver. So I'm actually going to demonstrate and share with you how exactly that I use them, but I'm super excited to share these with you guys because I don't just use them on Oliver. I've been using them on the dogs too. So let me share with you what they are, and let me thank HICC for sponsoring today's video. video. You guys, this is not my sponsorship. This is a straight up Oliver. So let's give him a round of applause for his very first sponsorship, because they saw out him, this cutie that's in all of my videos. And I love the concept of this company, okay? And so the name of the company, like I said, is HICC, H-I-C-C, and that is an abbreviation for Health Innovation for a Clean and Comfortable Life. And the whole point is to take care of a pet's skin. I didn't know this until I started doing a little bit of research once they reached out to me. I did not know that a pet skin, a cat, a dog, they are more sensitive and susceptible to having itch and allergy than even a human. So our skin has 7 layers, and we have all these different epidermis and all these different things and layers that protect us from the outside environment, but they don't have that. They have very, very, very thin skin, and so they're so easily, like I said, susceptible to that itch and allergy. And I'm not surprised, because 2 out of the 5 dogs that I've owned in my life needed to take some kind of Benadryl daily because of itchy skin, Dorothy being one of them. So I'm not surprised, but I never really looked up that information. So to find that out, I was kind of, like I said, not surprised, so to say, but still not something that was in the forefront of my brain. And so this company developed these gloves that help you. Now, they're the first and only pet grooming gloves that have this antimicrobial and deodorizing technology, and they're super easy to use. So you can see there's like a liquid over here, and then the gloves are in this bottom half. And so it shows you there's a kitty on here, right? And a doggy over here, because you can use it for your dog or for your cat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold it upside down, we're gonna crack the bottom, and this liquid is gonna go up into the gloves. And then you're gonna tear off the bottom and put the gloves on, and you're gonna use the gloves to clean your pet. Most of the time you don't have to clean a cat, right? Because they do a pretty good job of taking care of themselves. I mean, this dude is forever bathing himself, forever. But this is for that skincare, because no matter how many times that they lick themselves, they're cleaning their hair, but they're not really treating their skin. So the whole point of this is to give them a good treatment to their skin as well. So this is something that I'm probably going to focus on the pets like once a month, do a good grooming session for them, make sure that they're all cleaned and washed down. I have their flea and tick stuff that I put on their back. That's also once a month. So we'll be able to build a routine of being able to keep them clean and doing all of their meds and having everything kind of coincide. But I love the concept of this being non-toxic and no residue, none of that. Like, once you go ahead and wash them all down with these gloves, you're not even supposed to dry them. They're supposed to air dry and lick dry. Like, it's actually good for them to go ahead and lick themselves dry. So the technology of that's why it's health innovation. And we just talked about this, right? When we talked about Rocket America. Like, I love the idea of health and science like coming together and being able to create something that's going to be super, super awesome. And so I'm really, really excited about these. Like I said, it cleans, it deodorizes, it does all the things, and they're super easy to use. So we're going to go ahead and break this down in just a minute, and we're going to give Oliver his little monthly bath. He has to have his medicine on, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do the same thing with all of the dogs. So like with each dog, I'll show you how I use this on the dogs for them also, because the dogs are the most difficult for me, because I can't really give them a bath outside. We just don't have a lot of grass. Our backyard's very, very covered in trees, and so because it's so shaded, there's not a lot of grass growth, and we can cut some of the trees down, but I don't want to do all that. They're super high trees. We're not going to be here that long, and so I don't really want to put too much into the backyard, but it's very muddy. So when it rains or anything like that, they instantly track it in. So if I bathe them outside, they're not even going to leave the area where I bathe them before they walk in mud to come inside. So they won't stay clean if I bathe them outside. I thought about bringing them up here and putting them in one of the showers, but Bruno's never even been up here. Like I said, the dogs are not allowed up here. He's never even stepped 1 foot on the stairs. So I don't really want to bring him up here to bathe him. So the idea of being able to use something like this and still give him a good bath, to be able to clean him and then give him a good skin treatment and sanitize him and deodorize him, like, I'm all about that. So I'm going to break all that down and share that with you guys. We're going to get into toys a little bit. All these toys came from Chewy. I'm a huge advocate for Chewy, and so I will put their link in the description box, but it's just chewy.com, and I have found all these things on here. This little guy, I don't even know what that is. Tell me what that is, you guys. I don't even know. It does not say. It just says a Kikaroo Cozy Assorted. I'm not sure what this guy is. He does have little eyeballs, but I mean, maybe by the tail he's a beaver or something. I don't know, but this is Oliver's favorite toy. He has so many different kinds of things like this. I mean, he has so many. He has ones that are like this, but they're stuffed underneath my bed right now, that look like one's a bunny and one's a chick. I got him them for Easter last year. They have like strings. He don't care. He does not care. He wants this, just this guy. And this is, maybe it is his lover. And so when he is making biscuits, he has to have this lover in his mouth, and he holds it and he suckles on it like he's suckling on his mama, and he makes biscuits all over the place, and nothing makes him happier. So that is his favorite toy, along with this. So this thing is called Bolt, and if you push the little button right here in the back, you can see that this thing starts moving. Oh, there he goes. He's already gone. It puts the little red dot onto the ground, and it drives him crazy. It gives him fantastic exercise. I gave it to him for Christmas. Cost him like 20 bucks, but it's definitely what's keeping him trim and healthy. We just brought him to the vet. He was 13.1 pounds. He had his yearly checkup with all of his vaccinations and everything, and she said he is 110% perfect. Whatever we're doing with him, do not stop. So the exercise, everything that he's getting, she really thinks that we're hitting on the marker. So I feel a lot has to do with this red dot moving thing, because he chases this laser pointer light all over the place, and it just really, like I said, it gives him phenomenal exercise. So I highly recommend that. That I will try and link. If not from Chewy, I'm sure there's one on Amazon as well. So as far as litter, we use something called Scoop Free. I also got that from Chewy, but I hate cat litter. It's one of the reasons why I never wanted a cat, because I hate the little pebbles of cat litter that fall off of their feet when they jump out of the cat box. I don't have the patience for it. It's constant sweeping and upkeep, and I hate the idea of having to scoop poo out of a litter box on a daily. I'm just not a fan of that. So this is an automatic cat box. They are quite pricey. I really want the massive, beautiful one. Oh, what's the name of it? I forget what company it is. If I remember, I'll put it right here for you guys, but it's the one that I really wanted, but it's like $500, so I can't spend $500 on a litter box. This one was pricey as it was. It was $169, but I got it on sale for 100 bucks, and it's $25 for the inserts, and the inserts last about 3 weeks or so, and it completely cleans his litter box. I don't start to smell it or notice an odor until it's time to change it around that 3-week marker, and then you just take the tray out. All the poo is stored in the tray. You throw it out and you load a new tray in. So I really love that. Again, I'll pop up a little picture for you guys to see it. We are currently waiting on a shipment for the inserts, or I'd hold one up and share it, you know, with you, but I definitely wouldn't change a thing when it comes to the litter box. As far as his food, so we do use the Purina One, and that is the inside indoor cat. So it's basically more of a low carb food, so that it can help with the calories of them being more of, you know, with lack of activity obviously when you're inside, you're not going to be running around as much as if you were hanging out outside and walking and running the neighborhood. So being that he doesn't go outside, you really need to make sure, especially with a cat, watching their weight gain. Their vet has stressed to me how important that weight is. I mean, obviously weight is important for any person for their health, but especially for a cat and for a dog, because their lives are a heck of a lot shorter than ours, so they have to be very careful with those amount of years that they have. And so the other food that I brought for you guys to see, and this is Oliver's jam. So this is a company called Tiki Cat. Well, it's Tiki Pet. They have other pet products too, but this happens to be the one. This is Tiki After Dark. This one's a little bit more expensive. I think this one's like $14 for a 12 pack, where the other ones are more like 12 and 13. He just loves this brand, and they're all non-GMO, and you can tell when you open the can that this is complete protein. There's no grains in here. It says grain and potato free. This is chicken and quail egg recipe and broth. So when you open this can, it looks like shredded chicken, and there'll be an actual piece of egg in it. Like, Oliver, no, honey, you cannot bite through. Hey, you cannot bite through these. No, sir. There'll be an actual egg. You almost can kind of see right there in the can how it'll look. You see how there's a little mini egg right there? That's exactly how it looks inside of the can, like a little mini quail egg like that. It's really kind of cool. And these are 3-ounce cans, I believe. Yeah, 3-ounce cans, and I only give him 1 ounce a day. So this takes 3 days to go through. So usually just one 12 pack lasts us over a month, but it's just a little afternoon treat. The other feeder that other thing that we use really for our food is by Woo Pet. I've shared that in a video before, but they sent me an automatic feeder, and I think that was the best thing I ever could have done for Oliver, because it keeps him on a very regimented schedule. He gets fed at 8 in the morning and at 8 at night. It's measured out portions just like he's supposed to have. So exactly what they told me they want him to have, 3/4 of a cup twice a day. He has that dispersed to him at 8 and 8. And then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I give him 1 ounce of food and then 1 portion. He gets 7 portions is what equals what he's dispersed at 8 and 8. And so he gets 1 portion and 1 scoop of food at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And of course he does get snacks and stuff along the day. He does love the Tiki Cat snacks. They have a soft and chewy. He really prefers soft and chewy. He'll eat a harder one. He's just not a huge fan. He likes these, and that started with these. These are called Pounce. I got them like the smaller container from the Dollar Tree for the first time, and you can see at the bottom it says moist. He prefers a moist snack, so he just wants it to be a little bit smaller, like softer. When he eats his food, it's hard and crispy, so I know he doesn't have a problem with his teeth to eat it, but for some reason in a snack he just likes that softer chew. So he prefers the moist. The Pounce is one of his favorites. And then just for Christmas time, I recently found these Tiki Cats. They're only 3 calories per treat, and so that's good. And then this is something that's new. We haven't tried it, but let's give it to him because I know he's gonna want it. It's by Tiny Tiger, and it says Meaty Tenders Treats Chicken Recipe, 10 treat sticks, no grain, corn, wheat, or soy ingredients, and it is an actual stick. So this will keep him busy for a little while. Hey buddy. Hi there, handsome boy. You want a snack stick? Oh, you broke it. Look, a piece broke off. Ooh, you dropped it. You got it? What is it? Ooh, you took the little stick, you little feisty bugger. You don't want the little piece, huh? You want the big stick? Yeah, I guess if I were you, I'd want the big giant stick too. You're silly. It's not a toy, you nut. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna keep him busy. All right, well, I think we covered all of the essentials. I shared with you the kind of litter that he uses. I shared with you the kind of food that he eats. I shared with you the kind of snacks that he prefers. I shared with you his favorite toys. And then I shared with you our favorite way to groom him. So I'm gonna go ahead now and film a little bit of him playing with some of these things so you guys can actually get the fun parts of Oliver. And then we're also going to go ahead and use these grooming gloves so I can share with you guys exactly how they work. Also, I meant to share with you guys this, but I love these little cat caps. They're just like $2 on Chewy, but it's a great way, since he does not eat a whole can, to just put this little lid on and stick it in my little refrigerator upstairs, because he eats upstairs here in my bathroom. That's where all of his goodies are. So let's give Oliver a little mini bath, and let's give him a little bit of playtime because he totally deserves it. What are you doing, bud? You finally eating your snack? Alright, you guys, so we just took the ears here at the bottom of the dog or cat, and you're just going to squeeze, and it sucked all the juice up into now what's in these gloves. So now I'm going to call Ollie over. Oliver, come here, baby. That's a good boy. Let's see what this is. You want to know? Okay, so now in here, these smell so clean, like just clean. Okay, so now we're gonna put our gloves on. And so the benefit of these gloves is that where you can clean them works for both sides. So if you're done using that one side, then you can go ahead and use the other side. So the best thing to do, because it's completely safe for their face, is for you to clean their face first. And you want to clean against the way that their hair grows. So you're going to do it this way. And it's really good for their eyes and their nose and their ears. You can get all inside of their ears and clean them. Yeah, bud. I know, buddy. It's not fun. I know. Yeah, but you're not that wet. No, it's not that wet. And so once you get their face and their neck all clean, then you can go ahead and start working your way down. So you want to always go against the way that their fur grows, but then you want to keep moving down and clean pretty much from the front to the back. Obviously, you don't want to wipe their butt and then wipe their face, right? Okay, buddy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're almost done. Oh, you wash your feetsies? Oh, yeah. We got your feetsies clean. Oh, yeah. And oh, you're almost done, bud. All right. Well, I think he is done with me, but I definitely feel like I got a good wipe all over his face and his ears and stuff, and inside of his neck. I never even needed the other side. I will for the dogs though, because they're obviously bigger, so I will for them. But these smell so good. They just smell disinfecting, if that makes any sense. So I'm excited that I gave him, you know, that good wipe down. I know that it's going to be really good for his skin and for his coat, and so I'm sure he's off somewhere licking himself. Let's go see if we can find him. So this is Oliver's cat condo. He got this new one for Christmas. His old one went downstairs. This was some crazy deal. It was originally supposed to be like $65 or $70, and I got it on sale for $35, which was amazing. And it has that twine that they like to scratch. Has it here on the ladder, and then there's not really much to do down there. It's just a landing. But then if you pop up through the hole, there's a little cubby for him to go in, and then there's this top part that has a rope hanging from it. He will play with this from time to time, but his favorite thing is this. He just curls up in this spot. Sometimes you'll see him messing around and playing with this little fish, but for the most part, he likes to lie here and then look out the window. I did get him one of these like window hammocks or whatever, but he doesn't really care. For whatever reason, he doesn't feel safe or sturdy in this. He would rather just put his little head in there and stare out the window. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and go. I think he's a little ticked off at me. Then I went ahead and bathed him, but you smell yummy and clean. Oh, you don't bite. You don't be feisty. Oh, you feisty. You feisty cat. But like I said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. I only had a few minutes in between putting dinner into the oven and having to take it out and feed my kids to be able to share a little bit of Oliver with you. But make sure that you go over. I'll put all of HICC's information in the description box, but go over and show them some love, you guys. I really, really, really think that their product is going to be something that is just going to explode all over the internet, because this is the perfect way to be able to bathe your pet without having to have the nuisance of suds and water and be able to, you know, have a mess all over your house, because that's what I have whenever I try and bathe one of my dogs. So I really think that they are on the dawning to a fantastic product. But all right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and getting to know a little bit more about Oliver. And if you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Make sure, like I said, to go over and check out HICC. I love you guys so much, and Oliver and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, buddy. Say bye, buddy. Hey, that's garbage. Bad boy. You gonna say bye, buddy? Say bye, buddy.